Fish on. Hey, welcome back to this week's segment of Midwest Outdoors. When it comes to bass fishing, I don't care if it's smallmouth, largemouth, nothing beats a good topwater bite. Today we're on Mille Lacs Lake chasing smallmouth, throwing topwater. There's some bug hatches going on. These fish are starting to be post-spawn. The bite's just starting, but guess what? If the bite's starting, I'm throwing topwater. All right, not a bad fish to start. You know, that's the thing is when you're throwing topwater, they're not all created equal. You know, there's walking baits, there's poppers, there's props, and they all work great for bass. But having the right presentation for the right species and the right location is always key. Let me get this thing back in the water here. You know, what I'm doing today is I'm throwing poppers. These fish are post-spawn, they're kind of hanging on the edge, they're starting to feed, but like this morning, I had customers out, there was cloud cover, a lot of bug activity in here, and it was dead flat calm, and we were using brighter baits. As soon as that sun got high in the sky, it went to a darker color. This is an X-Wrap pop. It's a black moss shiner. It's got a darker back. As you can see, the lip itself is a dark color rather than those bright colors. Now, if it clouds up or as soon as the sun gets low in the sky, I'm gonna switch to a brighter color. And same goes for if you're fishing in deeper water as well. You know, I'm kind of fishing shallow right now. I'm in 3 to 5 feet. The water's extremely clear. They can see this bait. If I get out into that deeper water, I'm gonna throw brighter baits. Oh, that one came clear out of water. You know, a lot of times these smallies just slurp it in, but nothing better is when they breach on it. Now, and you know, it's easy to just set the hook right away. You've gotta let them take it under. You know, and that's a hard thing to do when you're fishing. If they come up and drill it or breach on it, you wanna set the hook right away. You've gotta give it a little bit of time. Oh, it just got it T-boned in its mouth. Look at that bait, it's getting tight. Just got it completely T-boned. Oh, that's a big smallmouth. Whew, that is a beauty. Now that is a big fat Mille Lacs smallmouth and just inhaled that bait. Oh, that's what you want to see on a good topwater bite. And like I was saying, you know, not setting the hook right when they come up and breach or even when they slurp on it. You want them to take that plug down for a second and then set up. When I've set up my rods, I almost always use monofilament when I'm using topwater for a couple reasons. It floats. But number 2, there's a little bit of stretch, so there's a little bit of leeway there. And then a rod, this is a 6/8 medium power extra fast tip. What I like about that is when I'm using mono, because there is stretch, I love that extra fast tip. So it's good hook setting power. I'm waiting for that fish to take that bait down, but then using that mono with that extra fast tip, I know I can get good hooks into them. Those bass throw those hooks so easy. So it's nice to know that you've got that good hook setting power. This is a Bass X rod. It's a really affordable rod in the St. Croix lineup and one of my favorites, super light blank. I love throwing a lot of different baits on it, but especially topwater. There we go. Just like that. You know, when I'm fishing topwater like this, I love to do long casts and long pauses. You know, those fish almost always hit it on the pause. So whether you're running a popper bait or a prop or even a skitter walk, you know, working those baits back and just adding those pauses in there. And look at, if you can see underneath the water, big boulder. I guarantee that fish was sitting right by that big boulder. They love sitting behind rocks and ambushing. So when you get into situations where you've got a big boulder or a ledge or something, that's when you're going to want to add your pauses. The deeper it is, the longer the pause. There we go, just like that. I tell you what, it never gets old. It is an absolute riot. Oh, and especially when you're in this tighter water like this, those smallmouth, they go sideways. They have nowhere to run but sideways, so. Man, what a blast. Oh, look at that one coming. Got him. That one, you can see him creeping up behind there. And that's a classic example of just working it and then pausing and just letting that bait sit. A lot of times when they come up and look, I'll try to pull it away, play a little cat and mouse, and then let them slurp it in. It's a good fish too. Oh, that is just awesome. Anytime you can get that sight bite, that's amazing. Beauty. Woo-hoo. Oh, there's a pig. Oh, that's a post-spawn female. This time of year is magical. And typically when the topwater bite really gets hot, I mean, it goes, you can have a great topwater bite in the spring, you can have one in the fall. But for me, it always seems like that post-spawn bite, when the bugs start hatching, you start seeing dragonflies, boom, that's when it's on. Man, what a gorgeous fish. Oh, get this girl back in. Tell you what, if you want to have a lot of fun catching fish, try a topwater bait. Rapala makes a wide variety of topwater lures that just simply catch fish, from poppers to skitterwalks, the storm arashi, cover pop. I mean, the list is endless. Rapala makes it, you're gonna catch fish on it. Hey, I'm Tony Roach. Stay tuned for more Midwest Outdoors.